boy, what is this? Hey everybody. I am really excited to let you know that the New York Giants elevated Jameis Winston to start versus the Packers if the concussed Jaxon Dart is sits down. This was announced an hour ago. There's an update as of 59 seconds ago via Twitter, and it reads that the New York Giants have promoted veteran quarterback Jameis Winston to the number 2 spot on the depth chart under interim coach Mike Kafka, setting him up to start Sunday's home game against the Green Bay Packers if rookie Jaxon Dart remains sidelined by a concussion. This decision demotes Russell Wilson to third string following his poor performance this season as the 2-8 Giants seek to boost their league worst offense, averaging just 15.2 points per game. Winston, the former number 1 pick, that was 2015 NFL draft, brings his strong arm to the lineup amid ongoing quarterback changes after the firing of coach Brian Daboll. I'll mark, folks, this is the second time in Jameis' career that he has started for a team, or is in line to start for a team that runs a ball control passing offense. When he was drafted by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they had a offense that took advantage of what the Buccaneers brass saw as Jameis' strong arm, and tried to pair that with a strong running game, but they didn't install a component to assure the completion of the pass so that was more efficient. And as a result, Jameis threw interceptions because the Buccaneers offense was more focused on yardage rather than ball control. And then in 2019, Lovie Smith first was fired, and the offensive coordinator under Lovie Smith took over as head coach, and that was Dirk Carter. Dirk Carter continued his offense, of course, because he was now offensive coordinator, pushed the ball down the field with deep passing approach. He was fired in 2019, and came Bruce Arians, who was famous for his risk it, no biscuit philosophy. And that caused Jameis to throw for over 5,000 yards, but also 33 touchdowns and 30 interceptions, which is an NFL record. Seeing a different way in the available Tom Brady, the Buccaneers released Jameis and brought on Tom Brady, but the first games out the next year, actually 2 years after that, because we had, of course, the pandemic year, the Buccaneers and Tom Brady realized that the offense that Bruce Arians was running wasn't what Tom Brady wanted. Tom Brady was throwing the same number of interceptions over his first games that Jameis Winston was when he played the same offense. No surprise there. So the difference, however, is that Bruce Arians allowed Tom Brady to change the offense with a ball control passing offense, and the result was the Super Bowl. And that was in 2020. I'm sorry, I said 2 years after that, 2020. Meanwhile, Jameis went to the New Orleans Saints, sat on the bench, and then played for the Saints in 2021, which marked his best season as a pro. He threw for 14 touchdowns and just 3 interceptions. Unfortunately, the season was cut short by a seemingly deliberate injury to him. He was horse collar tackled and tore his ACL. The person that did the horse collar tackle was Devin White, who I actually interviewed when he was drafted. And that sidelined Jameis. Then the person who coached the Saints, Sean Payton, quit that year, took a couple 2 years off. While he was doing that, Dennis Allen, who was the Saints defensive coordinator, became the head coach and adopted, well, guess what? The same philosophy that seemingly everybody else wanted to use with Jameis, which is basically throw deep. And of course, Jameis got injured the next year. He had a heroic first game out, that 2022 year, where he, after being down against the Falcons for most of the game, uh, came back to throw 212 yards and 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, shocking the Falcons and the rest of the NFL. But the type of offense that Pete Carmichael, the offensive coordinator, was using at the behest of Dennis Allen caused Jameis Winston to get injured. And I mean, severely injured in a very short period of time, so that by the third game he was put on the bench. And a couple of sources told me that he, for all practical purposes, broke his back against the Falcons the first game out, and then broke his toe. And by the third game, had 4 different injuries that basically made him not able to play well for that entire season. So I can go on and on about how Jameis was treated, but there has been a come to Jesus reckoning of how bad others have treated him, and really the lies that have been told about him over the years. And now he's recognized as a true veteran, an NFL star, well loved by everybody in the league, and he's getting yet another chance to help a team and drive them to the Super Bowl. At least that is what it looks like he's getting the opportunity to do right now. So there's the news, and I'll have more as it unfolds. Subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube and bookmark NFL News by Zenny62.com.